Stop trying to figure out life. And if you're lost right now, there's nothing wrong with you. This world has us confused. Our parents have us confused. All these people have us confused. You have people who are 3 times your age that tell you to figure it out, but they don't even have it figured out, and they know that. So if you believe them, or no, better yet, if someone says they have it all figured out, they are fools. They're lying to themselves and they're lying to you. So don't believe them. You're young, live life. If you're not so young, you're still young. Live your life and experience things. The only way to figure out life is to live it. The more you live, the more experiences you have. The point of life is to live life to the fullest and gain as many experiences as possible. There's no figuring out that. It's not as hard as people make it. So, wisdom comes with experience, and experiences take time. So, chill, relax, slow down. You are okay. You're not going to have it figured out by the time you're walking. You're not going to have it figured out by the time you're 15, 16, or 25. That's just the way life goes. My grandpa is over 70 years old and still doesn't have it figured out. People in relationships, been married 30 years, 40 years, still don't have it figured out because that's just the way life works. The more you learn that you don't know. And anyone who thinks they know it all is already dead. So it's okay if you don't have it figured out. But what you can do, like I said, is gain more experiences. But instead of really worrying about figuring out life and trying to take this equation X plus L equals figure out life, just drop that formula, right? Just build the skills necessary to reach your ideal life. So write down your ideal life. Think about where you want to be, what you want to look like, what you want to smell like. Do you got a girl with you? You know what I'm saying? Are you married? Are you off in the jungle? Just write everything down, right? Just write everything down. And then just show up. 90% of life is about showing up, going to a job, showing up. You know, you got to show up and then you do whatever. Just show up to your life and do whatever is necessary or that is required for you to obtain your ideal life. If you want to be a pilot, you probably should look into going to pilot school, right? There's not much figuring out you had to do to, put those common sense Legos together. Just think about what you want to do, where you want to be, and then build the skills necessary to do that. If you want to get a house, start saving your money. You shouldn't be buying the latest pair of shoes that just came out every day, every week. Start saving your money. If you want to be a musician, invest in an instrument and then practice. And now, for the people who just don't know their passions, they don't know their ideal life, then that goes back to the first point I made. Go do things, experience things. People who don't have it figured out, most of them don't do anything. And if they do things, they put way too much pressure on themselves to figure things out when you don't have to figure things out. You don't. Just live, breathe, live, and do what you love. Do what you want. That's enough. There's no special equation that we're sent here to figure out. And if there is, I'm sorry for misleading you. I'm just telling you my philosophy. So, drop the movie philosophy, drop the social media philosophy that by the time you're 18, you're supposed to have 6 figures and you're supposed to be finished with college and be married for 40 years at the age of 19. Like, no. Just drop it. Take life at your speed. Don't move too slow and don't move too fast. Take life at your own speed and your own pace. Do what you love. Build and sculpt your ideal life in here first. Believe it. Work for it. Hold it dearly. Sacred. Within here. And every day when you wake up, you should be working towards that. You should be embodying that. And once you get to the end of your earthly life, you'll realize that it was never meant to figure out. Life was never meant to figure out. It was meant to be lived. So, I love you guys. And stop trying to figure out stuff. I was with my lady one time, and some things was going on, and she was like, I just don't know what to say anymore. I just don't know what to do. I was like, baby, I just stopped trying to figure out. She didn't like that. She took it as if I just didn't care about things anymore, or I didn't want to say anything, or I didn't want to figure anything out. It's like, no. I just found, or, this concept has been flowing in my head that the more you try to figure out something, the more you try to force knowledge, or the more you try to force just a path on something that's not meant to have a path, the more it runs away from you. It's like the more you try to force figuring out life, the more complicated life becomes. The more you try to force and figure out these relationships and these words and the right thing to say, there's no right thing to say. Just don't say anything. Like, just stop. Just stop. Let things be. And just be. Right? So yeah, man. Stop trying to figure out life. Just live it. Okay? I love you guys. I hope this message reached you. I hope it was something you needed to hear. And yeah. I'm gonna be heading out. I'm gonna get my sweet potato out the oven. So, yeah.